Alright guys, this is gonna be my last video of the night, and it's a doozy. Um, I don't know what's up with this little kid, man. He has something loose up there that even under an intense situation that he still lies nonstop. Before I even I don't want to ruin it for you guys, so you guys got to check this out. Because first time I seen it, I was like, before it was getting to the good parts, I was like, he's just, you know, trying to live out a fantasy or something. I don't know. But then the more and more he would talk, the more and more it's like, you little goddamn liar. So this is from A&E. It's court cam. Teen fake cop arrested while pulling someone over. The audacity to do some shit like that. That's something else.
Albuquerque police officer Danny Anzo came upon the
Let's start this.
The defendant is 18-year-old Brendan Wazinski, who's charged with impersonating a sheriff's deputy. 6 months earlier, Wazinski was driving an unmarked car with a police siren when he pulled over a driver for speeding. Albuquerque police officer Danny Anzo came upon the scene and, thinking something off about the situation, decided to check it out.
You gotta talk to her for a minute. What do you work for?
Early Texas office.
Oh, okay.
I know, I'm under-equipped.
Okay. Do you have an ID with you?
I mean, this is all I got. I mean, like I said, I'm under-equipped. I was just heading over there to the courthouse
It's the courthouse for what?
to get my crap.
Okay.
The wannabe cop sticks to his story.
I know, it makes no sense. I caught him going 120 down I-40.
The officer has Wazinski hang around while he checks on his story.
Sam 110 out of pity.
While he waits for a response, Anzo casually chats with Wazinski. One officer to sort of another.
And I'm not here to mess with you, man. It's just the thing is, yeah, he was speeding, dude. You could have called it in. And, because if you get into shooting, you're screwed.
Right.
All right, man.
I understand.
All right.
For starters, I know this looks really bad.
Right.
This looks really bad. This screams whacker.
Right.
He was
long
about
you
to
been
let
on?
him go too.
About 3 years.
Okay. I've been on for like 13 years. I'm not saying.
I bet you it sounded like he was about to let him go, but he talked himself right back into it.
I'm perfect, but you need to be a little bit more careful, all right?
Yes, sir.
So just do me a favor, hang tight for a second. Okay?
Okay, maybe not.
It sounds like the officer might be letting him go. Not so fast. Anzo requests a supervisor from the Bernalillo Sheriff's Office to come down to the scene. In the meantime, he puts Wazinski in the back of his cruiser.
Do you have anything on you, man? Any weapons or anything? Okay.
His wallet.
That's fine. Just have a seat, all right?
All right.
It looks like this bizarre game of good cop, fake cop may be coming to an end. So Wazinski comes clean.
Can you talk to me real quick?
Yeah, give me 1 second. What's up, man?
All right. I'm just going to be straight up honest with you. I'm
Okay.
not a cop.
Okay. Okay.
I'm just gonna be.
Did you get that badge from?
I bought it offline.
Okay. Do me a favor, stay in here, okay? For a second.
After discussing the strange situation with his sergeant, Anzo makes the next move.
Back in my car. Hey, Brendan, step out of the vehicle for a second, man. Okay, face the vehicle. At this point right now, you are being under arrest. You understand?
Before heading downtown, Wazinski sheds a few tears in the back seat.
So I need you to lean back a little bit. Okay.
Can I please help my wife?
I'll give you, when we get to the substation, we'll give you a call. Okay?
Wazinski's formally charged with impersonating an officer, a misdemeanor, and a second officer takes him off to jail.
Yeah, buddy. can't be pretending to be a cop.
Yeah, I know, I'm stupid.
Lesson learned, right?
As they head downtown, the reality of the situation kicks in for this counterfeit cop.
It's one hell of a thought to know that in about 2 minutes, I my life pretty damn good.
Instead of fighting the charge, Wazinski pleads no contest. He's sentenced to 1 year of probation. The judge also rules he can't carry any firearms or handcuffs and must undergo a psychiatric evaluation.
This looks really bad. This screams whacker.
As for the driver Wazinski pulled over, he was, of course, free to go. Thanks for being a fan of Court Cam. Subscribe to A&E
Well,
to
was
never
really
miss a
short. It
new
wasn't
video
supposed to be
and
that
catch
short.
full episodes on aetv.com.
I wonder why. Here, well, let's just throw another. Oh, this one's crazy.
Hey, wait!
Pocatello, Idaho. Inside a terrified couple's apartment.
All of a sudden, we hear this blood-curdling scream.
This is crazy.
I was terrified.
James Savengros, 29, and 22-year-old Kayla Gearhart have a nightmare neighbor. He's just smashed his way into an upstairs apartment and is now headed their way.
Do not let him in.
52-year-old Twain Thomas lives directly above the couple in their 6-unit building. Before he moved in, everyone got along. For 2 years, James and Kayla enjoyed the young, easygoing energy of their fellow neighbors. Thomas's arrival changed the atmosphere.
Twain began to be threatening right away.
His trigger, noise, with the slightest disturbance sending him into a violent rage.
He would stomp down the stairs in his military style of boots and bang loudly on the door. It really made you think that he was going to harm you.
One night, he does just that. While Kayla's at work, Thomas smashes his way into their apartment and pummels James's face for playing music that he thinks is too loud.
James's face looked like pieces of skin were hanging off and it was bloody all over.
Police are called. Thomas is fined for unlawful entry and sentenced to 12 months probation.
That's it?
But later, he's seen with a machete and sounds hell-bent on revenge.
One day, Twain passed James and said, "I'm gonna make you pay in blood."
The couple decide to purchase firearms
I got a .22 and James got a 9mm Zastava.
and get trained in how to use them.
We took it very seriously.
Then, almost 2 years after his first attack, Thomas is terrorizing neighbors again.
Oh my god.
He's already forced his way into an apartment upstairs.
Hey, wait. I was so afraid if he was doing something terrible to them, then we were going to be next.
Gun in hand, James locks the door, and the couple prepare for the worst.
I was on the phone with the police. Twain started coming down the stairs. Know the sound of his boots. Do not let him in.
Then suddenly, like a scene from The Shining,
He starts literally hacking at our door like Swiss cheese with his machete, and James yells like, "I've got a gun, Twain! Calm down, calm down!"
the camera falls as attacker Twain Thomas hits the ground.
Stay down! Stay down! Stay down, Wayne! I don't want to do that!
It happened so fast, I just was in complete shock.
How you kill me? What? You were gonna kill me? Yeah, I was. Well, then I did the right thing.
Thomas is rushed to the hospital with gunshot wounds. He survives. His neighbors James and Kayla are questioned by police but are not charged.
The police said, we watched the video and you guys did everything right. You know, he broke in, you tried to tell him to stop, he didn't stop, so you had to shoot him.
52-year-old Twain Thomas is convicted of attempted murder and aggravated assault. He's sentenced to 15 years.
Twain wanted to murder us. If we did not have a gun to protect ourselves, we would not be here today.
In the years following their ordeal, Kayla and James drift apart.
I owe my life to James, but I do think the incident affected James and my relationship.
Later, James tragically passes away for reasons unrelated to the attack.
Wow.
I don't have my protector here anymore to protect me. I would say that now I am way more cautious, but I am definitely very thankful for the neighbors that I have now. They see me and say, hey, how are you doing? And it's just little nice moments like that that really pick you up and make you feel better about the world.
That's terrible. Okay, we'll go on one last one, because that one was too sad.
We kick things off in Orange County, Florida, where the defendant is making his second appearance here on court cam.
Jeremy DeWitt. Did I say that right?
Yes, sir.
41-year-old Jeremy DeWitt is charged with carrying a concealed weapon. The Orange County Sheriff's Office is very familiar with DeWitt.
Oh, God, not him again. It's Jeremy.
Since DeWitt's been arrested several times in the past and convicted once for impersonating a police officer.
What are you doing? What the f*** does it look like I'm doing, d***? Get the f*** over before you find out. Stop pretending you're a police officer.
DeWitt runs a security company that provides escort service during funeral processions. But he has a long history of using this business to drive recklessly through traffic, block intersections,
Go past me! Go past me!
and confront other drivers when he believes they're disrupting his services.
Hey! Pull over! Pull over!
Police eventually caught up with DeWitt, and he was charged in 2 different counties with impersonating an officer and failing to register as a sex offender. He was released on bond, and that's when police catch up with him again, 10 months later. A deputy stops him along with one of his employees when he sees DeWitt carrying what appears to be a firearm.
Don't reach for that firearm! Walk away from your bike! Keep your hands up! Keep your hands up! Go down to your knees! Do not reach for that firearm! You're being secure because you're openly carrying a firearm. What? You're openly carrying a firearm!
It's illegal to openly carry a firearm in Florida, and after he's placed in cuffs, the deputy tries to remove DeWitt's helmet, which the faux police officer does not appreciate.
What are you, dick? If I help I'm trying to identify you because I can't see you. You're trying to identify me?
When DeWitt learns why he's being arrested, he goes ballistic.
Carrying a pepper ball. You already know that. I do not know that. That is a firearm. That is a firearm right now. All right, Jeremy, you're being arrested for carrying a concealed weapon. Concealed? It was in plain view. That's not plain view. That's concealed. That whole thing's in it. What are you talking about?
DeWitt is furious with police, and there seems to be only one thing on his mind.
Give me a lieutenant. Give me a lieutenant. It was in plain view. It's in plain view. Give me a lieutenant. Sit down. Sit down and be quiet. Where's the lieutenant? Where's the lieutenant? Where's the lieutenant?
But the real police don't take kindly to his demands.
Give me a lieutenant. This is not right. Are you listening to me? Are you listening to me? I'm a deputy. I'm not an officer. You don't tell me what to do. I understand. Stop yelling at me, and I'm going to stop yelling at you. Do not yell. Do not raise your voice at me. Yes, sir. Do you understand? I understand. You've already asked the sergeant for a lieutenant. You don't get to pick and choose who comes to the traffic stop.
DeWitt's taken to the station and officially charged with carrying a concealed weapon. But when it's later determined it was just an unloaded pepper ball gun...
This online identifies as a Glock, basically a Glock replica.
Can you show me on here anywhere, I mean, I don't know why you'd have a light on a less lethal, but can you show me anywhere on here where it gives anybody the idea that this is not a firearm, that it's a less lethal?
I can't answer that. I don't make those. But you know they're less lethal.
No, I'm asking. If I saw this, I wouldn't know that.
That's where you're. But you can save that for somebody else.
Okay.
How's it going, sir?
Good, how are you?
The charges are dropped.
Oh
Where do you want to go? Do you need a ride? Where can I take you? Isn't it amazing how nice you guys are when you screw up? Thank you. Let's go. Come on.
But DeWitt's far from being out of the woods. Because of this recent arrest, his current bond is revoked. So DeWitt goes before the judge to clarify the situation.
Your Honor, I was on bond. They revoked my bond with a new charge, but that charge was dropped.
He has approximately 10 or 11 other cases that he's currently enforced.
Oh, you got a bunch of different cases that are keeping you.
Right.
DeWitt's eventually set free with his bond back in place.
How?
But will still stand trial for impersonating a police officer.
Wow.
And if found guilty, he could be looking at 5 years in prison.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a good day.
Yep.
Thanks for being a fan of Court Cam. Subscribe to A&E to never miss a new video and catch full episodes on aetv.com.
Well, those are my